Hi, I'm Craig. That's my brother. Been doing this for 94 episodes and I still can't get it right. That's my brother Brad. Welcome to Weekdays with Craig and Brad.
Life is hard, but you can't give up. Let's have a conversation. Weekday, we're gonna make it today. Weekdays with Craig and Brad.
Episode 95, Brad. I said 94 episodes. I wasn't even right with that. We made it.
We did make it. We're still here. We're almost there to the big 100.
That's right. It's exciting times when we get to triple. You can't go back once you get to triple digits.
Oh man, that's something to celebrate. 100 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We should get a cupcake or something.
Cupcakes, man. What's the last cupcake you had?
I don't know. A cupcake from HEB. Sometime for a birthday recently, maybe.
You know what my favorite cupcake is?
Confetti sprinkles.
No, I like the vanilla with it's like vanilla frosting or strawberry frosting, but it has the stuff inside the frosting. You know, it's like not the it's like the sprinkles inside, but they're kind of like balls. Kind of. Have you seen those? Surely you have. They've been around forever. It's kind of like confetti, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's really.
Sure.
I love strawberry icing, strawberry cupcake, strawberry cake. That's my go-to flavor. Chocolate's fine. Vanilla's okay. Strawberry's where it's at for me. And lemon.
Yeah.
I love lemon.
I'm not a fan of lemon, but I am a fan of strawberry. And I'm not even a fan of cake or cupcakes, but I am a fan of HEB specific cakes and cupcakes. They make a good cake. So this is a great way to start the show, talking about cake and cupcakes.
I agree. This is important stuff. Hey, I would like to point out, this is actually the first broadcast on twitch.tv/Stuttering Craig.
Wow.
In 11 years.
Wow.
11 years. And this is the first time I've effectively gone as Stuttering Craig in over 5 years. So just want to point that out.
He's back, baby.
Yeah, it switched over. It's going to be pretty cool. So pretty nice stuff. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. So once again, twitch.tv/Stuttering Craig now. Worked with Twitch to make that happen. Big thanks to those guys. Really appreciate that. Exciting times. Glad everybody's here. Tonight is the call-in show. It is the call-in show where you can ask us anything you want. Ask us anything. You can ask us in the chat, but we prefer the call-in method, which our patrons will have first opportunity to ask. The link is not up yet. I'll be publishing it here in just a few minutes, and then you can go get the link exclusively over at patreon.com/CraigSkits, which is not Stuttering Craig. Patreon.com/CraigSkits. Get the link over there. And by the way, that's not confusing at all. I just realized that.
You just switched up your entire branding of the last 6 months, Craig.
I'm gonna need to change that up. And then you can click the link and you'll be able to get queued up and make sure you have your webcam on. Like there's all sorts of ways to get attached to the show and get in. This is how you do it. Become a patron over at patreon.com/CraigSkits. Get the link to tonight's show. Have your webcam. You have to have a webcam. If you do not have a webcam, you will not get on the show. Sorry, it's just the way it is. We need to see your face. We're having face-to-face conversation here. We're not posting and ghosting. And be ready to go when we come to you. And just be respectful of people's time. It's very simple. Be ready to go. Yeah, it's good.
And don't come on here saying bad words.
Oh, yeah, for the love of God.
Just don't get us kicked off the YouTube. If you go on that kind of tirade, you're out. Hey, we skipped right over this because we were talking about cakes and cupcakes, but this is going to be the best episode we've ever done. And April 8th, 1995, for our 95th episode, what was the number 22 song on the Billboard Hot 100?
1995.
Yeah.
Billboard Hot 100. Every Morning by Sugar Ray. No, that's late 90s.
No. You're way off on there.
Okay. Pearl Jam, Jeremy.
Oh, that's a closer. That's a good guess. Not quite.
Black Hole Sun Pearl, Black
These
Hole
are
Sun.
number ones, baby. I'm talking about number 22.
Okay.
Okay. I'm talking about number 22. The number 22 song on this day in 1995 for our 95th episode was right here, baby. I Believe by Blessed Union of Souls. I believe
Oh, yeah.
that love is the answer. I believe that love will find a way. I believe love is the answer. I believe love will find a way.
Man, you sound
Love
great.
find a way.
You sound
Yeah.
good. Way to go.
I met that guy one time.
Really?
Yeah, I met him at a college conference.
Yeah.
They're still trucking music out. They're a good band.
Really?
Yeah. Remember, they also had "She Likes Me for Me."
Oh, yeah. That was them too?
Yeah.
That was a
Not
great song.
because I look like Leonardo or that guy who played in Fargo. Yeah.
That was a good song. I like that one.
They've got a good, solid string of solid hits.
Yeah. Well, good for them.
Yeah.
So are they rich?
No, I don't know.
Well, I
Just
don't know.
good-
I'm just
Just because you heard the songs doesn't mean they're rich.
it's weird. You look at musicians and you say, well, they're a platinum artist, and there's so many times where platinum artists make no money off their albums. They make pennies off of everything that's sold. It's crazy.
Well, they got a machine behind them. They got managers to pay and record labels that loaned them a whole buttload of money, and by the time those royalties trickle down their way, they're making very fractions of cents, and they got to sell a lot of records in a world that doesn't sell records anymore. So it's a hard business to survive in. But that reminds me, I had a comment today I'll share with you before we jump into our own YouTube comment of the day.
Yes.
I had somebody comment on my YouTube channel, 5 Times August YouTube channel, and they said this. They said, love a lot of your music, but our views don't align. Not going to try to cancel you or stop listening to your music, though. Unify, not divide. And I had to respond. I said, Dear Noah, thank you for not canceling me because we have different views. You show a lot of promise. Keep it up.
Wow.
And I thought that was a funny comment. I was like, just say I love a lot of your music. Why does the I'm not going to try to cancel you part of it have to even exist? Look, I like you and I like what you're doing, but our personal views don't align. Don't worry. I'm not going to try to erase you from society, though.
What you should have said was, Dear Noah, I'm sorry. I have to erase you then.
If you're not going to cancel me, well, one of us has to cancel each other. So, Noah, I'm sorry. You're canceled.
That's nice. Sir Digby says, seriously, only 19 people watching this? No, we got like 50 something between the twitch.tv/stutteringcraig and youtube.com/craigskits. I'll be matching those up in some way, shape, or form. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. We also have thousands watching in our hearts.
That's right. Which is the most important. Once again, it comes down. We've said this over and over again. It does not matter about the size of the audience. It is the quality of the audience. And you guys have shown quality support, which is amazing. Just like Tyler, who became a patron today. Ty, thank you very much. And Care Dolia, or Care Dole EA, or K Ear Dole EA. Well, listen, thanks so much for the follow over at twitch.tv/stutteringcraig. Appreciate that. Awesome. Harold says, driving and watching. Don't do that.
That's a bad idea.
Harold, no, don't watch us while driving. Please stop. Please stop.
I gotta tune in. Is that Harold? Our Harold?
It's Harold Lewis, and I don't think it is.
Okay.
Just please don't.
R.W. Halt?
No.
Harold, different Harold. All right. Look, Harold, we appreciate you tuning in, but don't sacrifice your safety. Okay?
Yes. I see we got a raid over on Twitch, but it's not showing up on my Streamlabs, so which is
shoot, come on in.
Oh, you know what? I think I know what's going on here. I need to reset my Streamlabs because my Streamlabs because I redid it.
Remixed your branding today, Craig. Yes. So it's all messing up with everything.
Okay, I'll figure it out. I gotta log in again. I'm gonna do that real quick. Jeez Louise. But man, we got a great show tonight. It's gonna be a really, really high quality show. I forgot my login. Forgot my password.
Great. Oh, great. Don't you have it written on a old envelope somewhere like we do in our house that's been sitting around 10 years and we've never printed it out and typed it up on a spreadsheet properly?
I don't know.
Use the keychain, Craig.
I
Do you
don't
have
have a
keychain
keychain.
access on?
No,
Oh, you've got a
no.
PC. Oh my gosh. Don't worry about it. Hey, listen, that brings up an interesting thing about Harold driving and watching our show. Harold, I hope you turned off the show until you get home, just to be
Yes.
safe. Because we've spent the last year in this entire world talking about how we're all responsible for each other's safety and health.
Uh-huh.
And these are the little moments where if something was to happen, and I pray you get home safely and nothing does happen. But if anything was, do you know how bad I would feel
Oh yeah.
and Craig would feel if our podcast was the reason for any of that? Good grief. No.
I couldn't deal with it. Couldn't deal with it.
No.
Couldn't.
It would put an end to this entire operation. All right. So just be safe out there.
Spaz came in with 100 bits. Says, "I'm glad to see you got your old name back. I've been to G1 since 2007. Would love to be on tonight's show. Yeah, well, first and foremost goes to the patrons, and after that, we'll see where everything goes. And look at this. Damn came in with the $20 super chat. Wow, thank you so much. Let's hope all is well. You guys rock. Hey,
appreciate it.
Things are great. Thank you. That's incredibly nice. Give it up for Damn with the super
chat. 5271.
Nice. That's outstanding. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate rocking for you. I'll need to worry about
we're doing our best
later on. Yeah, for sure.
Doing our best.
Awesome.
Blue Blaze said Brad's voice is very soothing.
Blue Blaze, it's good to see you.
Yeah.
Well, welcome home. Good to see you again. It's great to see you guys. Man, let's go with this. Candid Camsy came in. Well, I really appreciate everybody popping in over on Twitch. Thank you guys very much. Like I said, the name change happened today. But you know what's even more amazing? Yeah, it's the YouTube comment of the day. This is a good one. Coming from our friend Noxie. Noxie comes in and says, Sensei McBride is the human embodiment of Mr. Zucchini Dude. That's right. If you guys didn't, make sure you guys go watch yesterday's episode of the podcast where we watched a karate demo from 1987.
Yeah.
It was our sensei, Mr. McBride, who we found out not only was an incredible knife bender. I mean, he bent knives with his stomach and his throat, but that also got
he literally put the knife here in the video, and then you see the blade bend, and he's like, sign up for my karate class. You'll do this in no time.
Look, all we're saying is he became a Hall of Famer because of that, right?
Yeah,
because of that.
Absolutely.
That's outstanding. So that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. Amazing stuff.
God, could you imagine though? Like our dad was filming all this, and this guy's like doing this. Could you imagine if the blade just went like it's over right then and there,
right there through? Like, then think about this part of your skin, your throat, right on your just throat, your jugular. I mean, it's right on your jugular. It's crazy. Anyways, you need to go watch that. And yes, Mr. McBride, Sensei McBride, who died in 2006, was indeed the human embodiment of Mr. Zucchini Dude. By the way, Mr. Zucchini Dude, we're going to put a little asterisk next to that and say, no humans alive or dead were thought of in the depiction of Mr. Zucchini Dude. Like you see it all the Disney films and stuff.
Oh yeah. Sure. Mr. Zucchini Dude for sure needs some sort of warning before viewing any picture of him.
Nice.
You know, when is it going to get to that? Like we have these like little, what is it, 15-second warnings before Disney shows now? Right. Like when is it going to get to every image is going to have like, it's going to be like glazed over and be like, in order, this picture here might be offensive to, I know it happens sometimes when it's graphic images, you'll see on like a news site, you'll have to like go through the extra click, just to actually view it. But when is it going to get to like, this is an offensive old Dr. Seuss picture, you have to, approve of it? that give consent.
Soon. Let me
Give
just say
consent.
soon.
Yeah.
It'll be that way soon. Anyways, Noxie, congratulations. You are the YouTube comment of the day.
Any
Hey,
points?
love that. 14 and a half. Congratulations.
Oh, all
Way
right.
to go, Noxie. Also, Johnny came in with the $2 super chat. What's going on, guys? Good to see you. Hey, Johnny, thank you. Appreciate it. We're here every night. Well, during the weekdays, Sunday through Thursday, which I guess technically is not the weekdays anymore, but Sunday through Thursday with Craig and Brad.
Yeah.
There you go. Thanks, Johnny.
Vestier.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a cool name.
The coolest. Absolutely. Real quick. Revolds in the chat, Revolge says, Bill Gates is working on sun blockage. So I just did a quick search of this. Have you seen? I just searched Bill Gates block the sun. And this is an article from a couple days ago. I don't want to get too far into this, but this does sound Mr. Burns.
Yeah. The Simpsons predicts the future once again. Good grief.
Well, will Maggie Simpsons be shooting Bill Gates? And will it end on a cliffhanger?
Yeah, right. Hey, do this live on the air. Pull up Google. I want you to
in real time.
Yeah, in real time. In real time. I saw this the other day, and this will be fun while we're talking about Mr. Gates. Type in who is the most powerful doctor in America? In the world. In the world. Sure.
Okay. Oh my God.
Bill Gates.
Okay.
Bill Gates is a doctor, apparently, and none of us knew about it.
Now we know.
Thanks, Google.
Wow.
Really weird. Really weird.
That is
weird. That is some weird, wild stuff. That's my Dana Carvey doing Johnny Carson impression. Wow, that is some weird, wild stuff. Is that pretty good?
You don't know. It's horrible. I mean, does anybody really know who Johnny Carson is anymore?
I'm sure some of you guys remember Johnny Carson. Come on.
They do, but let's be real. You never actually watched an episode of Johnny Carson. You just know him.
Well, we grew up in the more Jay Leno era of late night television for sure. But I knew enough to see Saturday Night Live and know who they're referencing. You know,
this is true. You know what else is outstanding? Just finding out the answer to the question everybody wants to know.
What the heck is that? Yeah, it's been a long week, I'm sure, for many, many people. But if you're new to the show, this is our little game. What the heck is that? And we show you a blurry picture throughout the week. And it's as simple as you get to guess what the heck that is. And this is our picture of the week. We've had some interesting guesses as to what it is. And if you want to take a last minute guess, be my guest with the guesses.
Blue Blaze, just very simply.
Yeah.
Blue Blaze, you need to calm it down.
Whoa.
Bring it
settle down.
Bring it down, Blue Blaze. Reel it back in. Reel it back in. Reel it back in. Oh my goodness.
Okay. We got Balzac, we got Michael Jackson, we got a mummy, we got Mario. That is a naked lady mannequin. You guys are such pervs tonight.
Yeah, what is going on with that?
It's all right. Look, settle down. Do you want to reveal it? You ready to do this?
In 3.
It's an Oscar. It's okay.
2,
Ready?
1. Oh, that's not what I expected.
Who got it? It's a baby with a man body holding a gigantic pair of scissors. Anybody get that? Did anybody guess that?
I did go through the comments, and there was not a guess for a baby with a man body holding a pair of scissors. So,
really?
Unfortunately, that was not correct.
Oh, geez. Well, that's what it was. That is what the heck that was. And we'll play this game again some other time. I love the reactions whenever we unveil it. It always gets very religious. Oh, my Lord. Christ.
Sweet Jesus.
Sweet Jesus. Yeah, that is actually a mask you can buy. That baby. That's like a Halloween mask you can buy. And you put it over your head. And I saw a few pictures of it. And That was the most insane looking thing I had seen. Now, I'll be honest with you. That guy's body and his abs looks like that's a suit you could buy too.
You don't think they look real?
Those abs look a little airbrushed in my opinion, but
I agree. As somebody who's going for abs right now.
Yeah. Did you get an ab yet?
You know what? I showed. I have a before and after picture, which I can't show you yet so far. But my trainer said, my neighbor said that that within 4 weeks. Let me tell you exactly what he said. I'll tell you exactly what he said. This is pretty exciting. I was like, "Oh man, this is nice."
Your trainer is your neighbor.
Yes, my neighbor.
Traber. Yeah. Call it a Traber.
Traber neighbor. He said, and I quote, "Your chest and arms are going to look noticeably different, but your belly will go through a stage where it'll look like an ugly duckling.
Oh.
It'll get smaller, but look will crap. And then by week 10-ish, start looking good." And I said, "Wow, you actually think I'll get kind of defined? Nice." And he said, "You'll be really close to your goals by your birthday. If not there, it may take some crazy diet days or extra cardio, but yep, the definition will come."
Wow. You're going to do this, Craig. You're going to look like crap for a little bit, but if you stick with it and you eat your diet, you might be a man baby holding a pair of scissors sometime soon.
There you go.
That's fantastic, Craig. I wish you the best of luck with that. I like the idea that the text message was essentially this. Look, you're going to notice some changes in your body. It's going to scare you at times, but it's going to be okay.
Yep, that's pretty much exactly right. That's exactly how it went. Look, things are getting a little scary here in a little bit. Speaking of scary, I just posted the link to tonight's show over at patreon.com/CraigSkits. Once again, if you'd like to be on tonight's call-in show, you're more than welcome to do that. We have one more thing to talk about before we get to your calls, but tonight is the way. Tonight is the night where we take all your calls. How to get in on the calls? Become a patron. They're the first dibs. Patreon.com/CraigSkits. Get to the link to the show, which I just posted. Have your webcam on. You must have your webcam on. We will not talk to you if you do not have your webcam. If you do not have a microphone, we will not talk to you. I'm sorry. We like you. We love your support, but we need to see your face just like you see us. And when we come to you, be ready to go. Be courteous of everybody's time. And let's get in it. So yeah, and we'll be doing that in just a little bit. So over at patreon.com/CraigSkits, you can get the link. So hopefully we'll see some people popping in here in just a little bit. Yeah. It's entitled Episode 95 Call-In Link. So there you go.
Come on in.
Yeah, man, this is going to be really good. Okay, so with that said,
we do have a Sir Digby Chicken Caesar tossed in 5 pounds our way.
Let's go with that. Hey,
thank you.
Speaking of nightmare fuel, look at that avatar.
Yes. One day that might be the what the heck is that? And Sir Digby, I expect you to guess it right off the bat.
There you go. It says, "Hey guys, have you heard of the Google whack? You have to Google a combination of any 2 words and have it bring back only one search result." I don't even know what that is. Wait.
No, I've never.
You have to Google a combination of any 2 words and have it bring back.
So you're taking two words, and then you want to see what the one result is. Out of all of the internet, it's going to pull together one result, I guess.
No, I've not. Maybe that'd be a fun little stream to do sometime to just kind of tinker around with the internet and see what kind of interesting Google whacks we can find.
We just end up on the dark web somehow, and I don't even know how. I keep hearing this phrase, dark web. How do you get to the dark web?
I don't know. Does anybody know how to get? Well, listen, don't answer that.
Not that I'm looking. I'm like, it's all the internet, isn't it? But you got to go down. You can go down. I don't know. I picture like the internet everybody's on is a bright, shiny, like little path, and then the dark web is over here.
Yeah, I think I found the dark web. It's called Twitter.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's just Twitter. Tattoo Game says the dark web is a bad place. Yeah. Well, I digress.
Well, I really don't want to talk about the dark web because I feel the dark web will come for us.
Oh, it will probably find us. Yes, for sure.
At any time. Yeah, very good stuff. Oh, real quick, what I need to do. By the way, mods, I'm going to put the link in the Discord as well, just for you, if you would like to share it when the time comes. So I'll ask you to share the link as well. So I just posted it in the mod area in our Discord. So just so you know, if I say we're good to go, you be ready. Okay, sounds good. If if the time comes, may or may not. Okay, Brad, you wanted to talk about one more thing before we got to college tonight.
Yeah, I got another thing to add to my person caught list.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I saw it pop up the other day, and when was this? Yesterday or something? This was the 6th. This was a few days ago. My non-discriminatory list, my all-inclusive non-discriminatory list of things Brad will temporarily not be purchasing list, formerly known as a boycott list. I got to add United Airlines to it now. They posted this a few days ago. Our flight deck should reflect the diverse group of people on board our planes every day. That's why we plan for 50% of the 5,000 pilots we train in the next decade to be women or people of color. Learn more and apply now. Now, look, that's great, but can we just focus on just finding the right pilots? Yes, Craig.
Do they have to be good at flying a plane?
That's the controversial aspect of this. It's like, look, that's a great thing. Look, be inclusive, obviously, but does any of that matter? Man, woman, color of their skin? No. When people get on an airplane, they want to get from point A to point B. No matter who's in the cockpit, they want to get there safely. So I got to throw them on there. I'm not going to be flying on United Airlines until they get their act together. I want to know that my safety comes above wokeness. That's all.
I got to be honest.
Yeah.
When it comes to anybody getting me anywhere, I don't care how they could have 6 arms and 1 eye as long as they're the best that's ever been. I don't care. As long as I get there safely. And I think I would like to think that this rational logic that I have can be thrown out there and is thought that way by pretty much everybody else in the world. But apparently that is not the case.
No.
No,
yeah. I mean, we're crossing a really, really slippery slope, with just like, it's not about doing the best at your job, especially when it comes to a busload, a plane load of people relying on the person in the 2 pilots in the front. Imagine being, not a woman, not a person of color, and you're one of the best in your class, but they just capped off their quota. Sorry, next year you can graduate pilot school. Because we've got to fill the quota of women and people of color.
What's the response been to this?
Exactly that. My post was this. I said, for crying out loud, just pick the best pilots. I got a little Charlie Brown. Good grief. Come on. Irrespective of the goal, please pick the best pilots. They responded here. They said, all the highly qualified candidates we accept into the academy, regardless of race or sex, will have met or exceeded the standards we set for admittance. But you're going to be cutting off admittance based on those things. So you're not really going to know. It's too much for me. It's too much. They're going on the list. So It's not competent people. It's simply women or people of color. It's just too much for me. Show them the updated list. There it is. On the list with Disney, Oreo, Dove, Dr. Seuss, Ben's Originals, Warner Brothers, Coca-Cola. Basically, I'm taking out a lot of junk food of my life, taking out a lot of subpar entertainment. I'm taking out overpaid sports stars. I'm taking out expensive flights, and I'll just have to start traveling on the road, doing my road trip.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be, look.
And don't forget, you canceled yourself, by the way.
I did cancel
myself. People
myself.
need to remember.
People do need to remember, I am willing to actually boycott myself in these times just to prove a point here. So yeah, the list started out as a boycott. I realized I got to be more inclusive. I changed the name of boycott to person caught. And then I realized, what have I done? I've gone woke. I got to add myself to this list of woke companies. So that is why now it is the all-inclusive, non-discriminatory list of things Brad will temporarily not be purchasing. So
You know, that's really scary. Like, that's really scary. This is an airline that buses thousands of people a day. Thousands. One of the biggest airlines in the world. Right? And can we just go back to that tweet really fast? Can you go, are you still there?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Here it
Can
is.
you scroll down real quick? I don't want to, like their response real quick. All the highly qualified candidates we accept into the academy, regardless of race or sex, have met or exceeded the standards we set for admittance. I think that's great, but shouldn't you be picking the best? Like, if somebody gets a 97 on a test, right? I want that person flying the plane if that's the highest grade in the class. But if somebody gets a 79 on a test, but they check a box, that's terrifying to me. Legitimately terrifying to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the path we're going down these days. That's why they're on the list. And that's why, you know what? I invite you guys, if you're watching this show, start making your own non-discriminatory list of things you'll be temporarily not be purchasing. Because somebody was making the point the other day. They said, oh, I'm not going to boycott anything. That's just, when you start changing your life based on, these woke decisions and stuff, then that means they won. And life's too short to boycott all the things I enjoy. That's not true. You've had your whole life to enjoy these things. Just give it up for a little bit. You'll probably end up in a better place mentally anyway. As I've pointed out with the list, like, oh geez, I can't have a can of sugar water anymore. Oh my,
The thing I'm trying to wrap my head around right now is what I'm saying offensive to somebody? The idea that you just want the qualified people to be the people flying the plane, is that offensive to somebody?
Yes.
How and why?
When you ask the question, is that offensive to somebody? The answer during these times is yes.
How is saying I want the best person for the job offensive?
Because you're saying it.
Okay, great. Sounds good. All right, I agree. Okay.
Don't you see how the system works these days? Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, here we are. This is the world we're in. This is the world we live in. Oh. Land of Confusion, Genesis, 1984.
Man, before 1985.
86. I'm sorry.
So after 1985. See?
Yeah.
After that, was that the thing that everyone says is going to be what we're turning into 1985?
1986.
No. The book that everyone talks about, 1985.
Oh, yeah, people say COVID 1984. 1984. You're talking about the book?
Yeah, something like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
1984. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. Hey, it's the call-in show tonight. We got a couple good legends queued up. We're gonna go talking to them here in just a second. Make sure you guys have your mics on, your webcams on, and be ready to go as soon as we come to you guys. Once again, if you'd like to be a part of the show, our patrons always get first dibs, so you guys have an opportunity to hop on in. Once again, become a patron over at patreon.com/CraigSkits. Get the link for tonight's show. It is up there right now. You have a webcam. Turn it on. Be ready to go. We will not go to you if you do not have a webcam. That is the number 2 rule of this. And number 3, be ready to go when we're calling you. And let's be considerate of everybody else's time. We're going to get to our first 2 callers here, and then mods in just a few minutes. I'll give you the deeds, and you can let people know if they want to call in. I think we'll stick to the magic number of 4 calls tonight if we can get there. 4. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
We already have 2 queued up. So let's go to our first legend tonight and see what Spaz has to say. Hello, Spaz.
Hey, Craig, can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy. How are you?
Good. I just got a new computer, so I wasn't sure if it's a bit finicky. I wasn't sure if it would work. Anyway, been a G1 since 2007. I got your book signed back in RTX 2016 or 2017. All right, that's you right.
Cool.
Thanks, man.
It's you right there.
Appreciate that. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah. I don't think I've ever met your brother before. Was he ever part of Screw Attack or Game Attack or I'm not Game Attack? Was he ever back like super early days of Screw Attack?
Yeah, I would show up as Unaware Steve, a very niche character on the channel for sure.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Spaz.
Thanks.
Spaz, what do you want to talk about, bud?
Oh yeah, you changed your name back to Stuttering Craig. Was that owned by Rooster Teeth? Like your entire brand's name of all the of all these like cool names that you had, was that owned by Rooster Teeth or?
Yeah, I'm going to be really honest with you. I don't know. so if Rooster Teeth or AT&T wants to come and they want to say I can't be Stuttering Craig, A, I think that's super petty. B, okay, if that's what they really want, and C, that's just super petty.
Yeah. So I just want to ask, if I ever become rich enough to buy back the Screw Attack name from Rooster Teeth, I would totally like just have one more SGC. SGC was such an amazing convention. I loved it so much. I went to only one. It was SGC 2015. That was the one where you got the death battle with Goku and Superman and all that cool stuff. It was so amazing, so much fun. And I went to RTX in 2017 and I absolutely hated it. Everyone was a jerk. I know they're minimum wage employees. They don't care about anything, but they can at least like pretend to care for 3 days. Like what happened was I wanted to get one autograph, just for one autograph. So what happened was this giant ass convention center, I had to walk a mile and a half to one side. They told me, no, you have to get a voucher. So I have to walk another mile and a half to the front of the convention center so I can get the voucher. They said, oh, you bought your ticket too late. You don't get a voucher. Try asking again. So I walk another mile and a half to the other side of the convention center. So they said I can't get a voucher because I bought my ticket too late, even though they never specified that in the email. Can I please just get my one friggin' autograph? I live in New Jersey. I flew all the way down to Texas to get one autograph. Like, oh, sorry, we can't do that. And then when you were having the when the hotel, the RTX, when they rented out the hotel nearby in Austin, I went to the hotel and the staff there, I was polite, I was 100% civil, and I said to them, excuse me, would you please let me in there? Like, oh, we're sorry, but it's at maximum capacity. I'm like, are you sure? Could you check? Like, we're absolutely sure, but if you'd like, you're more than welcome to check out some of Austin's finest coffee houses. Basically, just tell them to fuck off. Like, I'm like, oh,
Baz.
Yeah.
I love you.
Thank you.
I love it. You're going hard.
Sorry, I like the small conventions because they're easier to maintain. These giant ass convention centers that cost like $1 million to rent for a weekend, where you have like 100,000, 150, 180,000 people for 3 days, and everyone doesn't care about anything. You're just like, it's just shoving each other just to get to one place. Like, it was like, I would sell. My parents are trying to sell their house soon because they're trying to. We're actually thinking of moving to Houston because we live next to the city and our property value has gone up. If we can manage to make like $1 million, I would if I can manage to get half the money, I would gladly pay Rooster Teeth $1 million or at least $500,000 to get the Screw Attack brand back, just to have one more SGC.
That is incredibly generous.
Thank you.
But I would not accept that unless you want to be the next owner of Screw Attack. You can do that.
Another SGC was so much fun. It was everyone there was so nice to people, and then RTX.
Yes, SGC. We had an amazing little run. But you know what, Spaz? I'm gonna brighten your day just a little bit. I'm gonna brighten your day just a little bit.
What? Because
part of me leaving Rooster Teeth a while back, I actually own 2 things of Screw Attack.
Really?
Yes, I do. I own Hard News.
Which
really? I still own the Hard News brand.
Cool.
And I still own the SGC brand.
Really?
This is true. But
oh my God, you should totally do another Kickstarter like you did back in 2012. I would totally fund it.
Let him do it, Craig. He wants to do it. You let him do it right now.
Well, here's the thing, right? Events like SGC take a lot of people. It takes a huge village to make an event like SGC happen. And if you recall, at Screw Attack, we had a full team of people that were making that thing go. and volunteers and everything. And I actually think what we did at Game Attack with One Night Only was a much more intimate version of what SGC was. And I'm not saying there'll never be a chance to do another SGC, but it's a lot of work. Like it's so much like, and we did that Kickstarter forever ago, and remember the blowback was, why does it cost $120,000? And people didn't understand, like, that's how much events cost.
And I was so hoping you would get I think it was 845. I'm looking at Kickstarter right now. One of the stretch goals was 845,000. You get to build a Screwmobile. The Screwmobile. I would love the Screwmobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the offer still stands. If somebody wants to give me $845,000, I will make the Screwmobile, and we will do we'll do a tour all around the United States of America.
Cool.
For $845,000. If anybody wants to throw that out there, we'll do it. We'll take a year, and we'll Brad and I will bring our families. We'll homeschool.
We'll take this show on the road, baby.
Right.
Anyway, I'm working on a series of books, and I'm talking with my publisher, possibly. I copyrighted some of the dialogue of some of my chapters. I have some of my sample chapters available on Wattpad. Ever heard of Wattpad?
No.
It's a site where writers go to write their stories and like put out ideas. So if people like them, they can go in and say, "I like you, I'm going to hire you to be either a freelance writer or a professional writer." Currently, I'm writing for a website called PSX Extreme, and I'm also trying to write for a website called Nintendo World Reports. They are small sites that have been around since the 90s. And they're small, but they're easy to work with. My latest review of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War just went up. It's going to be on Metacritic soon. I'll send you a link.
I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, cool, thanks.
Well, Spaz, thank you so much for calling in tonight, and I appreciate your support.
Of course. I hope maybe if you get time, maybe you can read some of my sample chapters if you're in the mood to read a book.
Well, reading is one of my least favorite things, but
yeah,
if you send me a chapter, I'll read it.
It's 13,000 words, so
I will not read that.
Okay.
Spaz, thank you so much for being here tonight, man. Appreciate it.
Hope you're hanging out with you, bud.
We'll talk to you soon.
Awesome.
I love Spaz. I love him.
Spaz's energy level is through the roof.
Oh man,
I hope to have Spaz on again sometime soon. That was fantastic. Spaz goes. Spaz goes. He offers you $500,000 in conversation. Fantastic.
Let's go.
Give it up for Spaz.
Crowns up in the chat for Spaz. Oh, that's outstanding. Love that. Love that. Love that. Wow.
Love it.
All right. Wow. Okay. All right. Listen, you
gotta gather yourself.
Yeah. Let's all just take a big deep breath here.
Yeah.
Let's breathe it in. Let's go. Oh my gosh. See, there you go. Quick time velocity says, now that is how you spend your time on a call-in show. That's right. That's right. Love everything about that. Okay. Listen, I'm not just going to say the bar has been raised a little bit here. All right. But if we're going to do a call-in show, you better bring it like Spaz. I want to hear about SGC. I want to hear about the book you're writing. I want to hear about everything. I want to hear about the $845,000 is going to take for us to make the Screwmobile, which I did not remember that. But once again, the offer still stands. If anybody wants, you know what? Inflation, it's now a cool million. Sorry.
Hey, isn't that a nice thing though, to know that like those events that Screw Attack put on, those were cool events, and they really connected a good group of people. Those were special memories, and it's very cool to have been a part of that.
Yeah, the SGC events in general were always the highlight for me with Screw Attack. They were talking about how much it cost to do those events. The last SGC we did, that was a standalone event before it got eaten up by RTX. The last event we did cost, I think it was $225,000 to do the last event. And if you think that we just have $225,000 laying around at Screw Attack, you are barking up the wrong tree, pal. It was one of those things where you announce it, you hope people come, and then you hope to be able to pay for the things that you already said you were going to have there. And it cost $225,000. I think we made $224,500 So we lost $500 for putting on SGC,
Yep.
the final one, and or at least the final real one, like I to call. But they were awesome, and I think that's probably the biggest thing is those events. They were never about making money, and you could tell that they were about just putting together an awesome event and giving people a place to go, and you know.
When it's
really
about
cool.
money, it's about money when you're paying $7 or $8 for a pretzel.
Well, you do have a food and beverage minimum you have to meet on a lot of those things, which is tough. So you got to sell X amount of dollars.
Yes, there are behind the scenes things to consider, but for sure, I think about things like SGC versus going to a major rock concert, where they're pushing $50 t-shirts and things like that. It's a lot of it's a business,
Well, that's why, and once again, when we will, just so you know, I'm making this very abundantly clear, we will be announcing very soon in the near future, sometime in the next little bit, Craig and Brad's birthday bash, which will be an event. We are going to do this event later this year, okay? And it will be an all-inclusive event, and your t-shirt and everything will be your t-shirt, your food, everything will be included in it. It's an all-inclusive event. So when you buy a ticket, you literally don't need to bring your wallet outside of your ID to get on the plane. And that is the whole idea. That's the thing is, like, when we did that, that was the concept I came up with for Game Attack called One Night Only. And it worked so well because people didn't have to worry about being nickel and dimed the entire time. And I love that. So anyways, we'll get there. Yeah.
I was going to mention it, but I didn't want to touch on it too much because I know we're still early in the details, but
no, yeah,
I think
it's going to happen.
I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be so great to hang out with some of these guys on here. And I know we have a few ladies that watch us well, if you want to come on out.
By few, you literally mean like a few.
Yes, I do.
Yes, which is great. Real quick, Captain Agent came in and says, as somebody who's been to every PAX Prime, I have to agree that the cons are so much more fun when they're intimate and smaller. Did you ever meet Mike and Jerry from Penny Arcade, Craig? I had ongoings with Penny Arcade. I've spoken with more of their business folks. I don't think I actually ever spoke with the Penny Arcade guys. But those guys, it was really interesting. Have you ever heard of Penny Arcade, Brad?
No.
Okay, Penny Arcade they were a very big brand in the early 2000s, and they were a very prominent brand. And it was more of a web comic, and the web comic spawned into a big convention, and that's essentially what they are now. They have multiple conventions throughout the United States and the world, PAX West, PAX East. And they're like the preeminent consumer conventions in the United States and world in the gaming space. So it's run by was run by a couple guys. Robert Koo was the guy that I dealt with. He was their business guy, which I think he left there several years ago. But it's been, literally a decade since I've dealt with Penny Arcade. So we actually talked about potentially making some stuff for them a long time ago. Joseph came in with the super chat and says, hoping for weekdays of Craig and Brad shirts to purchase one day, along with 3/4 sleeve shirts, especially 3/4 long sleeve shirts. Joseph, we actually have on very special occasions weekdays of Craig and Brad shirts. Which
it's time to do that again. 100 episode coming up.
Maybe, who knows?
Yeah,
who knows? We only run a very limited edition, and when they're out, they're out. So, just so you know, Joseph, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let's make our way over. Oh, look. Hey, by the way, mods, I will not be sending out the link. We have 4 callers tonight. I have 3 more in the queue. We are good to go. We will not be handing out. Once again, patrons get first dibs. We're going to Ty. We got Jose and we got Alex coming up. So you guys hang tight, be ready to go. Here we go. Let's go to Ty. Hello, Ty.
Hey, how
What's
are
up,
you
Ty?
guys?
Ty.
Yeah, I am not getting much energy.
Hey, listen, you just bring your energy.
I'm literally tired just watching that.
Yeah, I know. You gotta decompress, get yourself together, and then figure out where you are for a moment, and then get back in the game.
Well, Ty, what's up?
Hey, this is actually a really rare. So, I live at my mom and dad's, and as you can see, we're in the. So, this might be like my only time to call in. because they just happen to be gone. So
Nice.
Mhm.
you might not see me a lot, but I'm here
Well,
tonight.
Tai,
So
we appreciate it,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Hey,
dude.
yeah.
And I have to do the obligatory, like, Craig, I've been watching you for like since I was 16, which was like 16 years ago,
Oh,
which
that's
makes
awesome.
me feel old.
Well, thank
but
you, Tai.
yeah,
Appreciate that.
We're all getting old together. It's okay.
yeah,
Right.
we are, we are. Um, I do actually want to cover a few actual issues. Brad, I sent you a link to this in your Facebook chat.
Uh-huh.
But I wanted to talk. I thought this was interesting, and I don't really disagree with Kermit the Frog for a second. I don't really disagree with you necessarily, but kind of more of the story on the whole Lil Nas X
Mm-hmm.
music video.
Yeah.
So, you speaking of Lil Nas and his music video in particular of him.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's actually a lot more than just, oh, he wants to be edgy and he wants to make this shocking music video. So apparently he's gay, and the whole allegedly the whole reason he made the video the way he did was, you know, his whole life all I heard was, "You're going to hell, you're going to hell, you're going to hell." And so I've been hearing from a lot of YouTube channels and social media people or whatever, that Lil Nas is pretty much saying, okay, fine, I'm gonna go to hell. And this is like him.
So what you're saying, it's essentially him as it's a metaphor for everyone saying that, look, you're going to hell because you're gay, which, this is what people have been saying to him. And so he made an entire music video of it, and then he's going to screw the devil.
He made a music video of it because he's like, okay, fine, I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna
Got
keep
it.
the devil's ass or whatever.
Right.
Right. You're referring to the video you sent me of the guy. He was explaining it, talking about the backstory behind it. I watched the link that you sent.
And I'm not saying, I do think it's obviously not for kids.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's important to get that, to put that into perspective and not just be like, look at this shocking. He's not like he's not just like a Marilyn Manson who's doing it just to do it, which I now realize that some people here might not even know who that is. Which
yeah, we've gone through Ozzy Osbourne over the years, Marilyn Manson. We've had our shock devil, threats of the devil coming through rock and roll for the past 70 years. So I get that. Yeah, I watched the video of them explaining it, and I get it. As an artist, you look for different ways to express yourself for sure. And I had an interesting conversation with a friend recently that he's an atheist, and he was like, well, it's a good thing the devil isn't real anyway. And I was like, well, whether or not you believe that, the brand of the devil, I believe, is, there's no denying that the brand of the devil is out there alive and well, and it's been, you know, like I said, since the early days of rock and roll. It's been pushed on kids as like, you know, watch out for the devil. I think my concern with Lil Nas is we keep inching closer and closer and closer to some specific kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say Satanism or evilness or anything, because that might not, I don't know Lil Nas's artistic intentions really, but I'm just wondering, where do we cap it off at, you know, like, you know, at what point do we go, okay, maybe getting it in the butt from the devil is maybe a little too much. Let's back it up a little bit and just let's call it there.
Now,
so
to
we
be
don't.
clear,
But do you want a limit? Because if they say you can't do this,
right? I'm not saying you can't
then
do it.
Yeah,
right.
Can't do it. I'm saying let's just, as a group, let's examine ourselves and just say, do we really want to keep, you know, encouraging this and feeding those clicks and getting that message in front of kids, or should we step back as a society and go like, well, maybe we shouldn't pay attention to that stuff that much anymore. That's all.
Right.
I also feel that whether or not you have to deal with the devil, or if it was Lil Nas doing Mary up in heaven or whatever, the
on the other end
would still be the same.
Yeah.
Where are we drawing the line on this? You know,
right.
So, but yes, who knows? Who is to say? Who is the morality police today? Who knows? Who knows?
Twitter is.
No.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
Ty,
I hope not.
Yeah. Well, Ty, I appreciate you coming in tonight, man, and chatting when I have the opportunity, man. It's great to see your face, and I appreciate you enjoying the conversation.
Yeah, it's good to chat with you, Ty.
Yep.
I'll see you on Facebook.
All right.
All right. Have a good night, Ty.
Bye.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Love that.
Very
right,
good.
Stuff.
Appreciate you hopping on whenever you can.
Love that, because Ty came in. He said, listen, I don't agree with you. Here's my perspective, and here's why. And you know what? We talked, and it was great. And here we are, and everyone's happy. And I love that, man.
Yeah, and I understand, you know, what he's saying. He sent me some links to check it out, and it was the other side of the story, you know, and I get that stuff. You know, when Craig and I chat on the show, you know, a lot of stuff is coming out of our mouth at rapid fire, and we're chatting to chat like a real conversation, and you know, you don't really have time in real life to go back and go, what was I talking about, and re-examine it closely. Right. But we have these things recorded. People watch them, they analyze them, they overthink them, and then they try to classify and group us into these things. And you're one of those people. And it's like, well, we were just talking, you know, or they're like, you've got this secret agenda, and it's like, no, we were actually just talking. Like, you know, the dude that wears cartoon shirts every night, I promise you, that's you know, we don't have an agenda. We're just doing this show. And that's all it is. So
that was the most I don't even want to get into that. Never mind. I'm not going to get into that. Just, I've been accused of having an agenda as well. And it's like, really? I have an agenda? like because I have a conversation? Okay. If agenda means conversation, yes, I have an agenda. Big agenda. It's called talking. Yeah. Speaking of talking, we have two more callers tonight.
All right, let's do it.
We're setting it at 4 tonight. But well, listen, we've been spazzing. Ty brought it, so now let's head over to Jose. Jose, what's going on? Oh, you got to unmute yourself, buddy. There you go.
Hey guys, hey Craig, Brad.
What's up, Jose?
How you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. Good to see you.
Great.
Thanks for having me again. How about I try and tackle? I feel like what has been your biggest challenge yet, and I'm gonna try to respond to your qualified people only question.
Okay, is that the you speaking of United Airlines tonight?
Correct. Okay, and I'm gonna give it a shot. I don't have all the information, but you know what? I have an opinion, and it's wanted in here. So
love it. Please
do it.
So qualified people only, right? We have to understand and read what the companies are truly saying, right? Because they're saying they're gonna hire 50%. What is it? People of color and female?
Women. Yes.
Women. Okay. So that's what they're saying, right? So are they accepting that they had not been hiring people of color or females in the past, specifically.
See,
Is that what they're saying with this?
See, Jose, that's what I was getting at earlier when I was mentioning. If you go back to that tweet and they said, "Do you have it pulled up still, Brad?"
Yes, I do actually.
So if you go back to this tweet actually, and you scroll down to what they said down to the bottom, and then their response, they said, "All the highly qualified candidates we accept in the academy, regardless of race or sex, will have met or exceeded the standards we set for admittance." Then how come?
Then why single out this specific? Right. Correct.
Right. Exactly.
So I think that they're admitting to a bigger issue than what we're trying to point out.
100%.
You understand? Yeah. So
I Jose, I agree with you 100%. Absolutely.
I think so too.
Qualified to begin with, why are they not flying planes? If they've all passed this test, like I said, it comes down to I want the people who get hundreds on their tests and their exams and their flying examinations, as opposed to the people who get 85. I don't care if they're black, white, gay, straight, women, man.
Correct.
I don't care. I just want them to be able to fly the plane, get me there safe, and land it. So as we're flying in this giant metal tube at 650 miles an hour.
I agree with you. But with what they have said, they practically prove that they have been selective, or at least 50% selective. Correct?
Sure. It sure sounds like that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It does sound that way, correct? Therefore, have they been selecting qualified people only all this time?
I don't know. I
don't think so. If they had that 50%, then I guess not, correct?
Right. And that's the problem when these companies go down this road. They end up opening a can of worms for themselves.
Right? Yeah, correct.
And let's just say I was a woman, right? And I was in one of those classes, and I think I saw a stat attached to this where it was like only 6%, it was like 13% or something like that. Or it was between it was a very low percentage. I don't remember the exact percentage, but it was a very low percentage that said only this percentage is of women fly our planes, right? I think it was like 6 or 7%, something like that. It was really low.
You know, keeping track of these numbers and all of this is just why do we even need this, right?
Yeah.
Ultimately, who's flying? The most qualified person, regardless of what ethnicity or what sexuality they are. Who cares? Correct?
Right.
Jose, you are speaking too logical, way too logical for these companies.
Truth bombs.
I don't understand.
So we can. I gave it a shot at qualified people only. That was my attempt. Fail or not, I gave it a shot, right? But let's go with. I have another comment. Sorry, do I have time? Is it okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me actually pop this in real quick. Chris Padilla in the chat says, "But why are you assuming minorities and women can't get 100% of test?" Chris, at any point in this conversation, did I say those words or even allude to those words? I said anybody that can get 100% on the test, whatever. I want flying the plane.
Correct.
I never said that. Never said that.
I back you up on this. You never said that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
continue. Yes. I'm sorry, Jose.
Let's go to my next topic. And by the way, I love these, by the way. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, that.
Yeah. The first episode, I didn't, I addressed Craig. I addressed you directly. And I felt horrible because I didn't talk to Brad. And, just thank you so much for being here. And I remember you from Screw Attack, man. And you're part of history.
Hey, check this out.
You're just as much part of history as Craig. Sorry, Craig.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Jose, have a little alone time with Brad.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
Hey, I have a question for you, if that's okay.
Okay, let's hear it.
I grew up Christian. And it was quite an experience. I have a lot of positive things to say. Unfortunately, I have more negative things to say, but that was just my experience, and that's not everybody, correct?
Hey, you guys talking religion over here? You guys talking religion? Can I hop in? Sorry.
Go ahead.
No.
So one of the issues that we had talked about in the podcast has been suicide. There's a high number of suicide numbers, correct? And what do you think about don't want to assume your views. I don't know your preferences, but you seem to be a person of faith. I God damn it! I'm sorry. I just did what I said I wasn't going to do. I'm so sorry.
Just to be clear, just
But,
I just want to point out that you're talking about being a Christian.
So-
You're like, God damn it! Sorry, just had to point that out.
So just going back, yeah, the suicide is so big, but one of the biggest problems is the problem with acceptance of the gay culture, or just all these, and this is a big part of the suicide population. These people are having a hard time because you know a lot of religious people do not accept them.
Mhm.
I would like to have your 2 cents of that.
So my background with church goes all the way back to when we were kids. We went to church for a little bit, and then we moved, and we kind of stopped going. My best friend, he went to Baptist church, and he would pull me in to go from time to time to different little youth gatherings and stuff like that. It was never my thing. I spent a lot of my life staying out of church, thinking I had it figured out over here, thinking I had it figured out over here. I didn't even return back to church until a few years ago. And we've gone as a family. I was looking for something as a family man. You start to go like, oh, geez, what am I teaching my kids? What kind of, moral grounding am I going to raise them on? And so we just started going again. And it's been a very rewarding experience. So I can't speak to how lifelong Christians, who adhere to everything the Bible say. I can't speak from that background because I don't have it. But I think
just to jump in real quick. I love what you just said right now, because I feel the same way. I love I support the basic teachings. I think the 10 Commandments. I think it's wonderful. Mm-hmm. However, there's certain things that I don't agree with, right? But let's get Craig back in. So we
want to.
Sorry, I'm running the show.
I'm not touching this.
This is weekdays with Brad and Jose.
We can change it real quick. We can. This is you know what? I've been going for too long. I don't know if you guys.
No.
I'll tell you what, Jose. I'll tell you what. Let's have you on here in the next week or so. Next time we do a call and show, we'll continue the conversations. That sound good?
That sounds perfect. Awesome. I can do that.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Jose.
That's a great question.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you, Jose.
Jose came in with the hot fire, and I was like,
I was happy to have that conversation. I was looking forward to it. I just didn't want to hop in there without any context of my own journey and going to church and stuff, because that's a personal journey for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it defines who you are, whether you started as a kid, and people have bad experiences growing up, and some people don't, and it's very complex. But I think that would be a great whole episode topic just to talk about that sometime.
Religion?
So yeah.
Oh, you want to piss people off on the internet? Let's talk about religion. Let's go.
Well, we've been working on getting canceled for it since day one. We might as well just keep going for it.
It's been a nonstop grind. Hey, give it up for Blue Blaze. Blue Blaze says, I'm mesmerized by what's happening. That is the joy of this show.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Good stuff, man. That's excellent. Well, I'm glad you guys are in tonight. We have time for one more call tonight. Our weekly call-in show, once again, brought to you by you, our patrons over at patreon.com/CraigSkits. If you'd like to be a part of next week's show, make sure you go over and become a patron over at patreon.com/CraigSkits. Get the link to the show. Make sure you have a webcam, all that stuff. We'll talk about that then. Most importantly, go be a patron. It's the best way to support the show, including your super chats and bits. Those things go so far in supporting this. You truly don't even understand how important it is. JF Raptor fan says, I'm still trying to get used to the Stuttering Craig handle. You were Craig Skits this morning, right? Well, now I identify as Stuttering Craig again. So there you go. Congratulations.
Make up your mind, Craig.
Listen,
who do you identify as most?
Stuttering Craig. That's me.
There you go.
There you go. No, listen, I'm excited because we're going to finish up today with this legend who we've seen many, many times, Alex Howe. Hello, Alex.
Hey, gentlemen. How's it going this evening?
How are you?
I'm
Nice
doing
face.
great.
I
Thank
really-
you.
you have a
Same to you
nice-
guys.
Nice
Nice.
setup going on there.
By the way, Craig, I'm still using that Twitter Twitter profile pic that you photoshopped for me back in the Bleed Purple days about a couple years ago.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
get a lot of compliments on that. Oh, and speaking of religious people, who has two thumbs and went to college to be a youth pastor? This guy.
Is it you? Oh, you
Yep.
look like a youth pastor. Let's go.
It's too bad none of the churches I interviewed with said that. Oh, well.
You look like a fun one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brad.
I just like at that point I was gonna just slowly just make my way off the screen and just like, oh, too bad none of the churches I interviewed with. Anyways, well, Alex, I'm glad you're here. You can be a part of the Legends Church here, this little cult we have, which is great.
Gladly.
So what you want to talk about tonight, my man?
Well, first I wanted to start by saying something to my fellow legends and G1s and anybody else who is either here via YouTube, via Twitch, or some other medium for the first time. What I've gathered from listening to your podcasts, what I've gathered from Brad's activity on Twitter. By the way, one of my favorite Twitter feeds on there right now.
All
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great balance with all the garbage.
Well, thanks.
But what I've gathered is this, and I think this holds true with some things that I've believed for a long time. Every human being is incredibly complex, and we are, each as individuals, free to choose to do anything we want. You make tons of tiny little choices each and every day, whether you realize you're making choices or not. And that is what makes human beings the most special living organism on this planet. And I hope that all of you realize that that makes you a unique, special, and complex person, no matter where you're at tonight. So
Alex.
I just wanted to say that.
Preach.
Beautiful.
Preach. I'm gonna put my hand up on the screen. Preach out. Preach.
I'd high five my monitor, but I don't have another one. So
no, that's okay. No, listen, that's wonderful. And you know that there's a lot of complexity with what you just said, right? But we live in a world right now that wants to put you in a box. Not from a physical box, but they want to put you in a box and say, you think this way, you're going to stand over here. You think this way, you're going to stand over here. When in reality, that's not how the world is. It's not how people act. There are people who support this presidential candidate, but think certain ways. There are people who think this person is a bad person, but really enjoy this aspect of them. Like there are complexities to every single person. And just because you like or are affiliated with some certain way of thinking doesn't mean you're a bad person. I have been labeled the worst things you can possibly be labeled by people who literally have watched me for years, but have no idea about me personally. No idea. Right. So, but I've met some of these people, and because I said, I don't care how you think, I became a horrible person. You know, just because I said, I don't care how you think, please don't tell me how you think, and I won't tell you how I think, I immediately became a horrible person. Like there's a lot there. And it's really sad that we're in this state. And for me personally, it always comes back to this and social media. The ability to interact that quickly and put you in so many boxes. It's crazy. So
I agree.
anyways.
Yeah.
Now I did as far as like a current events topic, because I know you guys like to do that kind of thing. I did want to mention that I saw, going back to Brad's Twitter feed, I saw the tweet about the VR headset that was being put on a child in a video before giving them
Right.
a COVID injection.
Right.
Do you
I
wanna pull
I
that
don't
up,
have
Brad?
any.
Yeah, I'll
Just
search
Probably
for
should.
reference.
Yeah. Now for context, I'm a single dude. I don't have a significant other at this point, but I do have a sister, and she has 3 little ones, all under the age of 6. And I saw that and immediately sent it to her. And I didn't want to send it to her to like scare her, but I was like, I know the youngest hasn't had all of her immunizations yet, and because the oldest is in preschool, that she's feeling a little bit of pressure from some of that school's um like administration to get herself and her husband and all the kids some sort of COVID vaccination. And I sent her that because I was it scared me and I wanted her to be informed.
Mhm.
Brad, are you having trouble pulling it up?
So yeah, it appears. I think the video now. I found I was pulling up. It says something went wrong. Try again. I think that
Oh.
Twitter has attacked the video there. But in essence, if you haven't seen this, essentially, it's exactly what it sounds like. They stick it. They it's like a demo video or something, and they sit down this kid. They put a VR headset on him, and they're watching essentially a cartoon. And this little like elf kind of character comes up, and it's like, hey, you can be my special helper or whatever. And and they go, I'm going to give you this. I don't even remember what it's called. It's like some sort of fire bug or something like that, and they put it on they reach to you just like this in the VR set, and right as they do that, the doctor injects them and sticks the needle. So it's basically taking their attention away from the idea that they're getting the needle. To me, the first thing I thought of was like, geez, you're blindfolding a kid and bribing them with video games to get into a black van, like in order to do this thing. And to me, it's just shady and weird. And like for something that seems so obvious that as far as like the medical community is like, look, everybody's got to get this. Then you shouldn't have to bribe people with video games. You shouldn't have to offer them Krispy Kreme donuts in exchange. Like it should be pretty blatant that everybody should just be like, oh yeah, you don't have to offer gift cards. But the fact that they're now, indoctrinating kids this way, it doesn't sit well with me. So I completely hear what you're saying. When we were kids, we got about, there were like six vaccines that we got before the age
what
of
happened to the
15.
lollipop? Just saying.
Yeah, you get,
Yeah.
here you go. You got, yeah. When we were kids, there was like 6 vaccines. Nowadays, I don't even know the whole number. It's over 30 or 40 or something. Maybe 60. It's close to it. It's a whole bunch. And so, we're tacking on another one. Is this what's going to go down every time? Like the kids have to get a vaccination. They're going to be like, all right, I get to go sit in the video game chair. But it doesn't sit well with me. A lot of the psychological stuff going on with kids right now, they're in a very tough place. Even the little gun that takes the temperature of the kids at schools, the idea of this little handled gun thing on their foreheads doesn't sit well with me. You know what I'm talking about? Those little like temperature guns that they shoot at their foreheads. I don't like it. So yeah, I shared it. I don't see it working on Twitter anymore.
I've been digging on YouTube and I cannot find it at all, which is weird. But yeah, it's very alarming and very odd to see for sure.
Something unpleasant got scrubbed from the internet, huh? Big surprise.
Yeah. Ooh, we can't have that on there. Let's remove it. Yeah.
I just know I saw what I saw.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. And so did, however many other people saw it. And, why did that get removed? Was it getting too much backlash or something?
Right.
I don't.
Who knows? Who knows? It's just sensitive stuff. Well, Alex, I appreciate you coming in, man, and I appreciate your sermon. Listen, you'll always be
words.
You'll always be my child, or our child here, child camp counselor. I promise you that.
Gladly, anytime. My office hours are always.
Nice. Well, thank you, Alex. Appreciate it. Have a good night, buddy.
Have a good night, everybody.
Let's see ya. That's a beautiful thing. That's what I want this show to tap into is the beautiful complexity that is humans. We're not all the same. We don't fit into a box, like you said. You don't label person A just because they disagree with such and such. Going back to the beginning of the show when I shared that message I got on YouTube where they said, hey, look, we disagree on certain things, but I'm not going to cancel you. It's like, why would you do that? Go through all of your entertainment. You're going to disagree with everybody that you watch and absorb entertainment from. You're not obligated to cancel anybody. Just take what you want from each person and what you like, connect with it, and move forward with them in that way. I have a friend on Facebook that we disagree politically, medically, on so many things. He sent me the nicest message. He said, just so you know, I really respect what you say and your side of things. And there's no bad intentions in our conversations. And I was like, you too, brother. Like, that's what it's all about. Chatting, conversation, exchanging ideas, but you don't have to sit there and either cut each other, cut them out. You don't have to do that. You don't have to cancel. You don't have to label. You just accept.
Almost like conversation can be had.
It can be. That's what I want out of this show. These were some great conversations tonight. I know me and Tai have had a few exchanges on Facebook, and we don't agree on everything, but comes on here, we have a nice, good chat. I think we have a better understanding of who each other is. We can now sense each other's tone in what we're posting to one another. And these are important things that I think a lot of the internet is missing out on,
Yeah, well, we're doing it in our little corner here. And look, we know our audience is not large, right? But we also know most of the internet doesn't want to have conversation, including the people who are the most critical of this show. We talked about that earlier this week, right? The idea that people come in and they're like, blah, 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 blah. And then we're like, you want to come on the show? And they go, no. So we appreciate you guys having the courage to come on and talk about these things. It says a lot about you. And it also says a lot about them. Real quick, my man, Ale Borland, good to see you.
Ale Borland.
Came in with 100 bits and then 199 bits. Hey, great to see you, bud. Thank you so much for being here. Awesome. I do want to point this out real quick. CDI Arcade says, I know my 4-year-old is super bummed. He wants more friends, but with COVID, he can't make them here. Kids are having a tough time. That's been the hardest thing over this. I've talked about the mental aspect of this. I was talking about tonight I was at a soccer practice and we're talking about it with a nurse. And she's like, yeah, it's really tough. And I've talked about this many, many times. I believe Ty's brought up the idea of, I'm pretty sure it was Ty's brought up the idea multiple times of like, at what point does your life mean more than somebody else's life? And my response has always been like, well, the physical aspect of COVID has affected many people. The mental aspect of COVID has affected all people. And that's something, whether you're 98 years old or you're 4, you've experienced this in some way, shape, or form. And that's the saddest part of this whole thing for sure. So.
Yeah. If they're saying that, we did a What Are We Doing a while ago where it was we featured that clip that said, is your baby racist? And it went and it was scaled it down to a 3-month-old, and it was saying they've already psychologically developed preferences in race. And if that's the case, if a 3-month-old is processing that much information, if we're going to go down that route, how do you think a 3-month-old, a newborn, feels when the moment they're taken out? Have you seen the image of the baby, the freshborn baby, and they put it behind a sack, like a plastic bag, and then they lean it against the mother? The moment it's born,
wait, what?
So they don't like put it in a sack, but they protect it. They put a barrier between the mother and the baby, and that first skin contact is like the most important calming thing for a newborn baby. They put a sheet over the baby, and it looks like a plastic bag over a baby. And don't think that this stuff is not having an effect on everybody, because it most certainly is. And most concerning of all is definitely the children, going all the way now to newborns, all the way back and into any kids that are being taken out of school, and high school kids who actually, we had a discussion about, and this is time for another time, but a conversation for another time. But I think a lot of kids going through puberty actually love the masks, because they get to hide half their face and their acne popping out. Think about how much character is developed from that when you go through school and you have to show up with a pimpled face. I had a pizza face in high school, but now you can cover half of it, and half of that anxiety is taken away. So it's very weird. It's a very difficult time, but yes.
Well,
good points. I'm done ranting.
Yes. Anyways, all right. I'm glad. Look, we got to wrap it up.
I felt a little bit like Spaz there. I was going.
You were. It was nice. It was nice. It was way to go. I'll say this. This was really fun. I enjoyed this show tonight. Thank you guys very much for coming in, being a part of it as well. Whether you contributed via the chat, whether you contributed via the call-in, whether you supported with super chat or with your bits, or you resubbed, which I could not read because I don't have Streamlabs open, but I appreciate you guys popping in. I would also like to break news, unfortunately, that the rapper DMX apparently has died.
Oh, what a terrible way to end an episode, Craig.
Okay, that was seriously fucked up. Sorry about that. That was really fucked
What did you do?
Oh man, I feel so bad. But seriously, that sucks for him, his family, and his friends. Sorry, and his fans. I'm sorry to do that. That was a really crappy way to end the show. But yes, rest in peace, DMX. Well, I really enjoyed the barking and your songs that you did make. Legitimately, I did. So thank you very much. That was terrible. I'm sorry, Grateful.
You got to backtrack now. Oh boy.
I know.
All right, hey, let's reel it back. Let me break the news. All right, let me redo this. All right, it's coming in now. We have some. Oh no, breaking news, everybody. The rapper DMX has passed away, and we send him much respect, our condolences to his family, and we